Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of What to Do If Your Mother Hates You. Okay, so what to do if your mother hates you, part 3. So, some of the signs and symptoms if your mother hates you is that a lot of times, if your mother hates you, one thing I want you guys to know is that it's not personal. For the most part, you know, when kids are born, they don't have a manual that come with them. There's no instructions that tells you how to raise a child from point A to point B. Of course, there's parenting books. Of course, there's tips. Of course, there's books and things like that. But for the most part, there's no manual or anything like that. So, if your mom hates you, don't take it personal. For the most part, it's a psychological or inner issue that she may personally have, whether it be trauma, pain, fear, or things that she had experienced in her own childhood that's unresolved that she didn't deal with. And that's why she's taking it out on you for whatever reason. It could be personal. It could be, of course, it's definitely personal. And it definitely is not your fault. So for everyone out there that is watching this and that has a narcissistic mom or parent, that's very mean, demeaning, condescending, negative, just know that you're one, not alone, and two, that more than likely is something to do with that person. And they're just projecting their negative energy and their negative issues onto you. So I want you guys to know that, you know. Um, if your mom is a narcissist, my mom was a narcissist. I learned this later on in life. I didn't know the terminology at the time when I was going through with the stress and the strife that she put me through, but I always knew internally at a young age that something was not right and I was being treated unfairly in a lot of different ways. And that's why I have this channel, the Reciprocation Station, so you guys, I can give you guys the tips and the things, the pointers that helped me overcome a lot of the adversities that I had to go through and that I had to deal with my mom. And here we are. All right. So, what to do if your mother hates you? So, some more signs if your mother hates you is that a lot of times she will try to compete with you. She try to compete with you. She try to pick a fight with you. No matter what you do, it's never good enough. I mean, you could be the highest, you know, earning, the best student, grade student, straight A student, never get in trouble, never talk back, and for whatever reason, she'll still find a way to pick a fight with you. She'll still find a way to talk down to you. She'll still find a way to be mean and nasty to you. And a lot of times with narcissists, they're very competitive. They feel like they're the best of the best. They're higher than God himself, the creator. I would say the creator most high themselves. And a lot of times they feel some type of way because they know who they are internally, as a person, and what kind of energy that they hold. Usually it's very negative, pain, and trauma filled. And so they'll try to project that energy onto you. So a lot of times, when your mom hates you, she'll be very competitive of you, and she'll like to fight and she'll like to argue, because that's what my mom would do. She would always try to fight and argue with me, and I'm like, okay, I'm a child. Like, I can't fight with you. Like, you're my mom. Like, why are you fighting? Why are you arguing with me? Like, I'm a teenager, I'm a preteen, and you're fighting, and you're going back with forth with me. You're picking at me at every little thing. Everything I say was wrong. I'm a straight A student. I'm non-problematic, and it's always an issue. So that's one indicator to let you know if your mom hates you, is if she's always in competition, always picking a fight, and always trying to argue with you. You know, um, another another way to know if your mom hates you is that if she has no patience, right? Now, of course, as kids, as children, preteens, teenagers, even as adults, we're human. We make mistakes, we do things, we're not perfect. And a lot of times, of course, you're learning. We're also learning. Even as adults, we're learning every day, you know? And so if they're just no patience whatsoever, I mean, if you blink wrong, if you breathe too hard, if just simplest little things, if they're totally bothered, turning a mole into a what do you say, a mole into a mountain, a mount. They take a small thing and they make it into a huge thing. It could be something as simple as you might have left, a drink on the kitchen counter, and now it's a 4-hour argument when you could have just said, hey, put the drink away, and I put it in the refrigerator and it's a done deal, as opposed to arguing and belittling me and being belligerent and argumentative and being nasty to me and punishing me for leaving a drink on the counter, So a lot of times if your mom hates you, she will be very much, of course, combative, aggressive, sometimes even passive aggressive. So sometimes she might not be overly aggressive, but she'll do things passively. So passive aggressive. Or she'll say snide remarks and make snide comments to where, it may not be overly aggressive, but it's very demeaning and hurtful, but in a nice, nasty type of way, to where it seems like it's nice, but it's really not nice, if that makes sense. Another thing, if your mom hates you, she'll make you feel like you're wrong for expressing yourself. This is something that I've had to deal with my entire life. Feeling bad, wrong for expressing myself. If she says, hey, eat broccoli, and I know in my heart of heart that I hate broccoli, broccoli makes me throw up. And I tell her, hey, mom, I really don't like this. I know it's healthy and it's good for me, but I cannot stand broccoli, you know, or, hey, I want you to wear, this particular shirt, or I want you to use this particular, I'm trying to think of some examples. Just whatever you don't like. Like, it's something that you don't like. It could be something small. It could be an ice cream flavor. Like, hey, mom, you always buy Neapolitan ice cream, and I hate chocolate ice cream. Can you just buy vanilla next time? Or can you just maybe buy just strawberry? Anything that doesn't go along with what they say, if they can't control you, if you have your own opinion, if you express yourself individually and it's a problem, that's usually a good indicator that your mom hates you, especially if it's an ongoing thing. Of course, everybody's not going to agree. We can all agree to disagree. But if it's a situation where constantly everything you say, every opinion you have is not allowed to be expressed, or taken into consideration or appreciated, or validated, that's a good indicator that your mom hates you. Another thing is if they like to ostracize you, they like to single you out, and they also like to isolate you. So, say, you're at a family gathering and they'll, call you out. Oh, you didn't clean up your room last week in front of the whole family. Or, everybody go outside and play, but you can't go outside and play because you left a drink on the counter the other day. Things like that, where they try to pick you out, single you out, or ostracize you and leave you out of things purposely to make you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not wanted, or you shouldn't be there. That's their favorite. Narcissists love to do that. That's their favorite thing, is to single you out, isolate you, and belittle you and make you feel like you're not good enough to do what they want you to do. If they can't control you, especially. Another thing they'll do is they'll place blame and they'll place shame on you. They'll make you feel bad for certain things. Like, oh, you don't like broccoli? What's wrong with you for not liking broccoli? You should be ashamed of yourself for not wanting to eat healthy and always wanting to eat, corn instead of broccoli. Why are you only eating broccoli? Why don't you want to eat broccoli? So what a lot of things, a lot of times narcissists, if your mom hates you, they'll try to place blame and shame on you and belittle you and make you feel bad for expressing your own individual thoughts and opinions. What are a couple other things? Another thing too, if your mom hates you, right? They will make you feel like you have to be perfect. Like, you cannot make mistakes. You have to be perfect, and they're overly judgmental and overly critical. Now, mind you, half the stuff that they're telling you, they don't even do. They'll tell you, oh, you have to clean up your room. Oh, you have to do this. Oh, you can't do that. And the same exact things that they tell you not to do, they will go ahead and do themselves. And that's how you know another indicator of a narcissist or someone, or if your mom hates you, is because they'll be overly judgmental, overly critical, and overly critical, and they feel like you can't make any mistakes and you have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Only the creator themselves is perfect. And even they probably have a little bit of flaw. Jesus was flawed, right? So at the end of the day, that's another indicator of if your mom hates you, or if you have a narcissistic mom that hates you, right? Those are some of the symptoms and some of the things that they do to keep you under their control and to belittle you. Now, another thing that you can do, so what do? Okay, so you have a narcissistic mom, she hates you, she ostracizes you, she places blame and shame on you, makes you feel like you have to be perfect, you don't have any privacy, you don't have any patience, you're wrong for expressing yourself. Well, one, I would say the main thing is understanding, right? Once you know that it's not your fault, you know that you are human, that you do deserve to be loved, you do deserve to be validated, you do deserve to express yourself and have independent thought, feelings, and expressions. Know that this person is projecting their negative insecurities on you. That is not your issue. Whatever they're isolating you for or blaming and shaming you for, that's their issue that they're trying to put on you to belittle you and make you feel less than. So one other thing that you can do is to basically be compassionate and understanding of yourself.